Dear online friends, and everyone present here, good morning to all.
Greetings, Grand Master.
On this auspicious and special day, the day of Buddha's descent, we bask in Buddha's light, receiving health, receiving blessings, and having our wishes fulfilled. May the Buddha's light shine on all those with a fated connection. And may all receive wonderful things. While I was bathing the Buddha earlier, a thought suddenly came to me. I wondered, how do I bathe the Buddha? The Buddha I bathe is not the majestic, infinitely charming Buddha sitting under the Bodhi tree. I bathe the image of Buddha of when he was just a newborn. Why is that? The Buddha being bathed is always depicted as a child. I try to understand the Buddha's thoughts with an ordinary being's heart. I feel the Buddha is telling me, if you want your child to be like me and gain boundless wisdom, start nurturing them from a young age. So, if we want our children to succeed, we must cultivate them from an early age. Just like nurturing a young sapling, don't let it grow crooked or fall ill. So, a young sapling needs care, and even more so does a young child. Often, by the time they reach 17 or 18, or their 20s, it's hard to correct them. It's like a tree. If you want it to become a towering tree in the future, a straight pillar, but it's already crooked. When it's young, you can correct it. If you don't correct it when it's young, the trunk grows crooked, twisted like a plum tree. It's hard to become a pillar of strength. Correction is too late. It must be early. As parents, do you wish to tell the Buddha, hoping your child can change some of his undesirable behaviors, such as bad habits? Your children are all between 20 and 30 years old. You have raised them, and legally speaking, they are adults once they are over 18. But are you still worried? Still particularly uneasy? Just now, while bathing the Buddha, I realized we were bathing the child Buddha. Everyone understands what the Buddha's message is. If you want your kids to succeed in the future, they should be nurtured from a young age. Waiting until they're older is a bit late. The father knows, after giving a little pressure and giving a little unease, the children can't help but call mommy. It reminds me of a 3-year-old child. Mom, I'm hungry, I want milk, that kind of feeling. Yes, like a baby who hasn't been weaned, right? But the mom thinks, my child is so cute. They're almost 30 but still so adorable. Not cute, that's frustrating, right? If your child grows up not like a real man, if it's a boy, but he doesn't stand tall and strong like a man, just a bit of pressure. And they say, Mom, he scolded me, I have a headache, I need to go home. When they feel like this, why do they see it as a problem? This is the problem. How can a father be at ease with such a child? Like a kindergarten child, how can you be at ease? How can he establish a family and career on his own, or even achieve something great? There's no hope. This is very troublesome. The best thing for parents to do is to have an awareness. The earlier you nurture your child, the better. For example, if the father, from the kid's young age, he says, come, Dad will take you. Let's go hiking together. If it's from a young age, to train him, we carry 2 bottles of water, 4 bricks, and off we go. We become like men, we aim to be heroes, whether you agree with our intention or not. The benefit is in nurturing the child. Don't fear difficulties. It's very cold today, but we didn't bring enough clothes. No worries. If we walk faster, we'll warm up. So, he needs to develop his resilience, endurance, kindness, and courage. Only now realizing this concept is a bit late. He's in the army, in his 20s, yet he still runs to his parents for everything. This feels like he's an overgrown baby. An overgrown baby who never grows up. Parents worry and fear. Maybe my answer doesn't meet your expectations. But we are all parents. That child doesn't seem to grow properly. It's not about the appearance. If his behavior completely disappoints you, I believe we have a responsibility. I have noticed this issue of ours. A significant part of it, like the last boy we mentioned, can actually be addressed through methods. With certain methods, further nurturing and training, changes can still be made. We have talked so much about children, about the next generation. For young people, of course you are your parents' child, and they love you so much. Perhaps we are not even aware of it ourselves. Many young people often misunderstand their parents. Some say, "My mom treats me poorly but favors my sister." Others claim their parents prefer sons over daughters, treating their daughters unfairly while favoring their sons. However, from my observations, this is generally not the case. It's often a misunderstanding by the children. When do they usually understand their parents' love? Often after they have their own children. This is those with a conscience. They think, "Look at how I care for my child now." Then their mom might say, "I loved you the same way back then." Is it true? They usually don't understand. When parents treat you well, you take it for granted. No matter how well they treat you, you don't notice. When others treat you slightly well, you think, "Wow, they're such a good friend. They are so kind to me." You think it's normal for others to treat you poorly. When they treat you a bit better, you feel, "Wow, so amazing." When you get home, your parents treat you well, and it seems completely normal. But parents can't say. Like when you make a request, parents can't say no. Like the English term no. "No, I don't want to." Parents can't say no. You're used to parents saying, "Okay, child, I'll help you with that." "All right, I'll help you handle this matter." You think this is normal. Indeed, this is quite normal. Even though they loving us is a very, very natural behavior. We need to learn to be grateful for the love our parents give us. As children, we should think this way. Today, most of the people who came to learn are already parents. Most of them are middle-aged or older. They have children, and some even have grandchildren. When we face our children, you see, from birth, we start worrying even before pregnancy, how to take good care of the kids. Once a woman is pregnant, she becomes delicate. She visits the doctor daily, constantly worrying. If she's slightly unwell, she quickly checks for any issues, worried that her precious baby might disappear. Just worried you might be gone. After birth, there's the fear you might be mute, unable to speak. They worry you might have a disability. Only after you reach 3 years old, they confirm you're not mute or disabled. Then they worry if your intelligence is sufficient. This series of concerns starts even before you're born and continues as long as your parents love you, until the day your parents pass away. Throughout this entire process, it's all about love. They love you immensely, especially those who are over 60 years old. Besides reminiscing about the past, their minds are filled with concern for their kids. When their children are well, they feel very happy. When their children succeed in their careers, they feel proud. But you can't have even a little negative issue. If you're slightly unwell, they worry to death. But if they're a bit unwell, you think it's normal. They think, "Oh, a cough or a cold again. You think it's normal for the elderly to get sick. But if you catch a cold, your parents think it's a big deal. Just like when you were young, they worried about you. You are their entire life. Oftentimes, parents work hard to support you and the whole family. There are many teachings they couldn't fulfill. Say, parents run a small restaurant. It's the most exhausting thing. Running a small restaurant doesn't earn much. And they never see the sun. They leave for work before sunrise. They return home after sunset. When do they get to see their children? Have they ever read a book with their kids? Thus, the education for their children is greatly reduced. It's not that they don't love you, they do. The first thing they do, out of love, is to earn money to feed you. Secondly, to provide a home. They focus on these two tasks first. It becomes a habit. They can't manage how to educate or raise you. They don't know how. You grow from 1 to 20 years old. Their mindset can't keep up with your growth. So, the changes in your growth. He can't keep up. Eventually, you get annoyed with him. You said we can't have a conversation together. So, age itself is a difference. We can't talk together. Also, you rarely chat with him. So, it's even harder to communicate. Later, it wasn't about talking. It was about not communicating at all. Whenever you talk, it leads to arguments. Because you don't understand each other at all. Our opportunities to educate the children have decreased. I've encountered many families like this. When I was very young, I helped a family, a young woman, 25 years old. She had rheumatoid arthritis. Her face was very pretty. All her joints were deformed. She couldn't walk and was bedridden. Her fiancé was quite good to her. She couldn't get out of bed or walk anymore. Urine and feces are all over. What are the parents doing? They aren't taking care of her. At that time, the parents were in China on the street, pushing a small cart with wheels, with a small cabinet inside, a transparent glass display case, selling some cigarettes inside. Every day, it's like selling one more pack can earn a few more cents. They're calculating this, but their daughter, due to irregular eating and behavior, ended up paralyzed in bed, with no one caring for her. In terms of parental affection, there wasn't much. Just that the child could get or steal some pocket money from their parents. That's a convenient place, but education is lacking. So the future prospects of our children depend firstly on whether parents guide them in learning to do things. As that gentleman mentioned his child, who was already in the army. When feeling stressed, he'd say, "Mom, I'm coming home. I don't want to be a soldier." He always seeks comfort from his mother. This shows a lack of parental guidance. He was rarely taken out by his parents, especially his father. "Come on, son, let's play another game." Or, "Let's go compete in sports," was never said. So his ability to handle stress is weaker. Parents fail to lead by example in this regard. So, the child's resistance is very weak, very fragile. Sometimes, when you do something auspicious, the child doesn't understand and resists. You might think, if you resist, so be it. I'll talk to you when you grow up. I'll do my thing first. Maybe you are still a good person. I'm mentioning this because many parents told me today that their children are using drugs. They steal or borrow money from family and are too ashamed to face anyone. Their family life is unbearable. Then there's the issue of growing up, being attractive, yet not dating. That's also a problem, right? And then being of age but not working. In China, we call them NEETs. those who rely on their parents. There are even more trivial issues, like being picky at work, lacking ability but being highly critical. He says this job isn't right for him, and he's changed 6 jobs in 5 years. What is he lacking? Parental guidance. As a result, the child faces a series of problems. Many parents are just focused on making money and not provide education for the kids. Some think that as long as they have money, they can just send their child to a good private school. But in reality, the education is insufficient. The child's development is inadequate. In the end, the emotional bond between parents and child is very weak. You think just putting them in a good school is enough, but it's not enough. At school, do you know if he's being bullied by other students? There are a series of things that you don't know about. As parents, how can we have the right approach and attitude to treat our children? As I mentioned earlier, many parents are forced by life circumstances to face many time-consuming and exhausting jobs. They have little time with their children, so communication becomes very limited, even after being exhausted for days. When they meet their children, at night, if there's a problem, their words might not be so gentle. Not that comfortable. Can't speak in a peaceful and smooth manner. It's usually more rigid, sometimes even with a hint of defiance. Generally speaking, as parents, it's best to set aside some time to learn to accompany your child. When you accompany them, it should be purposeful. Accompaniment itself is love. Also, provide them with language and behavioral education and guidance. Accompany your child to learn what you believe is meaningful and helpful. The knowledge or activities. When our children are learning, what they need to learn is far beyond the content of school courses. In fact, for parents, it's more about teaching him the courage to face life, to build resilience against various pressures. You don't need to teach school subjects. Parents should focus on teaching life skills. For other specialized subjects, hire teachers. This is what to impart to him. I believe this love is more than just telling stories and playing together. It's much better and becomes more meaningful. The things you do with your child today will help him face life more strongly in the future. Someone once asked me, what is the most precious gift I can give my child? It's the courage to live. It seems like the least. Everything you have, all of it, must be built on the foundation of being healthy and alive. Beyond that, if you're alive, you want to live better, right? So, you need to develop various skills. Immunity, resilience, even communication skills, creativity, and the ability to integrate. More advanced is management skills. The least we should give our children is some inspiration, which is the courage to live. The second step is how to live better. The third step is how to stand out, which means achieving great things. So, it has several layers. All the beauty or misfortune in life we can create through our methods. Yet, there are many things in life that we cannot face or control. For instance, you may be healthy. Both you and your spouse are healthy, but your child is born with a serious congenital illness. What is this, then? We can only understand it as karma. Even if we are rational parents and educate our children rationally, ensuring they are healthy, whether in sports, arts, or academics, getting into the best university. Does that mean their life is complete? The first step is good. But in my view, we still can't just laugh it off. The first step is good. But good grades don't equate to strong work skills. This world is full of contradictions. Good academics doesn't mean being competent at work. However, some excel in both academics and work capabilities. You might not have someone who loves you. Perhaps people think you're a cold-hearted woman. Who would dare to love you? You're so capable. They might think you only know how to work, not how to live. From an educational perspective, are we missing a lesson here? The ability to harmoniously coexist with others. Isn't it an important skill? It's the communication skills between people. These abilities, we can't develop them solely through intellect. You nurture them, but their personality determines what they can do. You train them to communicate. They might not like to communicate. You've seen many IT guys and accountants who'd rather work with calculators, busy with their task. When it comes to talking to people, they can't, even though they attended university. Now, this personality combined with family environment, equals your fate. And what is this fate? It's the manifestation of karma, the circumstances of your life or your child's life. So, after we finish analyzing, no matter how hard parents try, many parents are very accomplished. Some couples are like this. The husband is capable, but finds the wife even more capable. Two kings came together. Often, two kings end up with a turtle. Have you ever noticed people like this? They really exist, both very capable, but their child turns out to be incapable, unable to do anything. This is karma. I've chatted with many different people. Many come to me with questions. Many are very capable and wealthy, and they are always busy making money. When everyone relaxes and gets familiar, they say that besides fulfilling their own feelings or desires, they earn more money to leave for their children. Let's work a bit harder. Build a legacy for our children. We work hard so our children don't have to. When your children are young, many parents think this way, right? However, I've noticed a contrasting phenomenon. I know several families. They are extremely wealthy, very affluent. The parents are smart and capable. So, do you think their children are smart? Yes, exceptionally smart. Top students, the best in school. Always at the top of the class. But intelligence and achievement are not the same thing at all. Many people's achievements are due to perseverance instead. Why persevere? Because there's no other way out. Let's not talk about aspirations but perseverance. Why don't you close your small shop? Because you can't do anything else. So you can only keep the shop open. Much success comes from perseverance. Why? Because there's nothing else you can do. In the end, it was a success. Many smart parents are wealthy. Indeed, the family is quite affluent, and the children excel academically. Yet, they achieve nothing. They tend to isolate themselves at home. They stop going out and meeting people. This can last for years. There was a very smart child from a wealthy family. He attended Stanford in the US, a world-class university. After graduating, he was hired by a prestigious tech company. They focus on advanced technology. His annual salary was $200,000, which is quite high. Truly an exceptional package. He led a team of over a dozen people. He spent 4 years researching. After those 4 years, his boss came to evaluate the work and said, "Oh dear, there's a problem with what you've done. I can't accept this result. So, this project is terminated." He was deeply affected by this. After returning home, he didn't go out for 5 years. What was the reason for that? Was it because he faced setbacks? Throughout his time in school, his teachers always praised him. His classmates always praised him. This type of person is usually a leader amongst their peers. But once they enter the workforce, they can't handle criticism from their boss. It could even lead to a stroke or worse, suicide. So being smart doesn't equate to achievement. Achievement requires both intelligence and diligence. It requires resilience and strong endurance. One must be very strong, the qualities of a well-rounded individual. All on one person, only you will succeed. I think some of you have children who stay at home and don't come out, and this is becoming more common. Why is this happening more often? Because there are more wealthy people. The wealthier they are, the more likely children will become like this. First, prone to depression. This depression is because their family's financial situation is too comfortable. When they want something, they just reach out to their parents. When such parents talk to me, I ask them why. I tell them to push their children out, go out to work, rent a place to live on their own. The parents couldn't bear it. They said, back then, we worked hard, hoping to give our children a good life. We endured hardships so our children wouldn't have to. We never expected that by not letting them struggle, the children would become so indulgent, with poor resilience, a little setback, and they lock themselves away, only swiping credit cards, buying all sorts of things, even using credit cards to gamble. They realized the parents would pay for whatever they want. Why should they strive? They stop trying. So the child doesn't have a sense of work. I earned $1,000 this month. This sense of achievement. The parents did everything for him, not solving his problems. Instead, they brought new problems and new confusion. The child has nothing meaningful to do. Thus, they deprive the child of the chance to strive and create. Many parents of the previous generation worked tirelessly. Not because they're smart, but because they had no other path. Barely able to support the family, so they worked hard. They didn't stop because they were afraid to stop. It wasn't out of intelligence. It was because they couldn't let go. That's why they earned money. But what about your child? He dares to let go. Because his parents have money to support him. Poor children wouldn't do this. Many are quite depressed, but they still work, because no one has money to support them. Children from wealthy families haven't suffered. They find life very boring. If they want to spend money, their parents just give them. They dare to let go of everything, shut the door and not leave the house. So many parents work hard, just to ensure their children don't suffer. But what it brings is entirely negative. It's not what the parents expected at all. A Taiwanese couple started a big company in Vancouver and made a lot of money. They earned tens of millions of dollars back then. Their son spent it all in less than 10 years. By the time he was 30, his parents had passed away. After his parents died, he found an old car. He would sleep in that old car. He didn't have his own house. That time, houses in Vancouver were only few $100,000. He didn't have a house. His parents left him millions, and he spent it all. How did he spend it? Gambling. They were all very intelligent, and he had superb math skills. After going to the casino, he watched people gamble. He thought, oh, this is easy. I'm a math genius. I'll gamble. At first, he won $2,000 in one night and was happy. He said, they think they can match my intelligence. I'll go again tomorrow. Go again tomorrow, lose $20,000 in one go. Come back angry, stomping in frustration, saying I'll win all the money back. And so it goes, back and forth. After 2 or 3 years, millions are gone. I believe he has already jumped into the river. Making money is hard, but losing it is quick. The money won't come back, and life becomes unlivable. So in the past, I came up with a name. For such children, I called them spendthrift. What is a spendthrift? They find ways to turn their family's gold into water, into air, until it's gone, all burned away. It's like having a forest, and you burn it all down. Why does this happen? It's karma. It's the karma of these parents. In their past life, they were merchants. This couple deceived another merchant. That merchant lost all his money and his family committed suicide. Before he died, he harbored hatred. He vowed to seek revenge for eternity. So after everyone died, he reincarnated as their son. He squandered their wealth and say, "Since you're so rich, you must buy me a sports car, one that goes really fast." So on many roads in Vancouver, on the iron poles beside them, during certain holidays, you'll see photos of young people died there. A pole might have 10 different photos. All of them died there. Why? The road is wide and somewhat straight. Many kids, ignoring warnings, race recklessly. The result is fatal car crashes. Many parents regret, "What was I thinking?" After reflecting on it, leaving children with vast wealth and extensive lands is far less valuable than giving them the ability to create their own lives, the opportunity to write their own stories. How do you create and give them this chance? Don't give them so much money. The money you leave for your children. If you have more than one child, none will be truly satisfied. Leaving wealth to more than 2 children, and each will have complaints. They'll say the inheritance is unfair. I won't elaborate on this. Think about it yourselves. To ensure your children grow up healthier, more ambitious, and full of endless motivation. What to do? First, don't leave them too much money. They will create when they lack money. Second, do the right thing with your children. Say, involve them in charity work. Initially, they might resist, but once it becomes a habit, they see its value and want to do it too. It's like eating spicy food. The first time is painful, but by the 10th time, "I'll make some for myself next time." What starts as resistance becomes a habit. Parents, be the role models of your children. If your conversations and actions are harmful and unethical, they will notice. If all your actions are immoral, and you hope your son grow up to be a great person, how is that possible? A wolf cannot give birth to a panda. That's impossible, right? It's in his nature, and he's raised in such an environment. Your child becomes that kind of person. If the parents are always greedy, your child is the same. He doesn't lack money, but remains greedy, because his role models are his parents. Even he doesn't listen to his parents. He still imitates them. Remember that. So your behavior becomes his teacher. Whether it's our actions that bring such education and consequences, or fate giving me a disappointing child, all these things combined are called destiny. Destiny is cause and effect. Cause and effect arise from karmic forces. Today's disappointing child is because your negative karma is still significant. So you encounter a disappointing child, or an uncooperative wife, or an unreliable husband, right? These are formed by your karma in your current destiny situation. So we need to think carefully. The best and most practical gift for a child is a deep, heartfelt blessing. And through Buddha, through the power of Buddha, so that at crucial moments, your child has the wisdom of the Bodhisattva, like a bright lamp illuminating their inner world, so that at crucial moments, they choose the right path, choose the right person, choose the right career. At crucial moments, parents often can't help with these choices. But parents can use one method. That is to chant and do good deeds for them. Let Buddha guide them at crucial moments. Remember, for example, finding a partner or a job, or even investments and so on, let Buddha guide them. This way, they won't be deceived. For example, finding the right partner, and finding a good and right career. It's not easy for young people today, because now is considered the age of Dharma decline. In the age of Dharma decline, false teachings and deviant paths run rampant. They are more tempting and confusing than the truth. Look at how many people today. They don't want children after marriage. In the past, this was unthinkable. Isn't marriage about having children? No, they say they marry for fun. They won't have children. They'd rather raise dogs than people. What kind of era have we come to? As Buddha said, the age of Dharma decline. It is truly strange. The more you think, the more it frightens you. So today, if you want your children to have a good future, everything to be well, chant sincerely and accumulate merits for them. The more sincere you are, the better the effect. For those attending today's class, many say, Grandmaster, what you are saying is for the children. But I am currently unwell. Say, my liver is not good, my legs hurt, kidney issues, heart problems, high blood pressure, and so on. These physical ailments. You mentioned chanting and doing good deeds. Does this benefit my health? I believe it does. This is all part of spiritual practice. Over 70% of people's illnesses are hereditary. A small portion comes from infections during one's lifetime. And then there are injuries, infections and injuries. For example, a cold. Colds are usually infections, like the cold virus. Then injuries, like car accidents or cutting your hand while chopping vegetables. Most diseases are hereditary. Generally speaking, hereditary issues have become a reality. Can it be changed? Yes. But the extent of change is very difficult. Change is not easy. For example, last time at the soul chanting class, some with severe headaches stopped having them. Some with unbearable back pain was relieved. Indeed, these days, the pain is gone. Insomnia was effectively treated, and sleep has been good these days. So, many such ailments can be improved through chanting. But the longer the time, the more stable and better the effect becomes. When you are chanting, let me talk about the effect. The more sincere and dedicated you are, the better the effect. Kneeling while chanting, the effect is surprisingly good, and it works. So, one can understand it as a communication between humans and the divine. When you sincerely chant and call upon, the results can be unexpectedly good. I remember on the first day of the chanting class in Seoul, we had a sister who had severe incontinence, remember. She came wearing a diaper. This was a problem of 20+ years. Doctors said she needed surgery. She would leak urine just sitting, completely out of control. But then, a miracle happened. She hadn't even started practicing yet. As soon as she began chanting, her incontinence stopped. Compared to Energy Bhagwa, one practiced for days and slowly heals. There's a recovery process. But, as soon as the chanting class started, she stopped leaking. For 3 days, she didn't leak at all. After 3 days, she was healed, right? She didn't leak for those 3 days. Her nighttime bathroom visits decreased. She was healed. So miraculous. Not something one can practice, but rather, it was the sincerity that moved Guanyin at that time. It's like Guanyin said, okay, you're fine now. That's how it is, you know? So, many health issues, improvements in health, and even in wealth. Matters like your daughter getting married or finding a boyfriend and getting a good job. When the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas are moved, they say, here, take this, and you receive it very quickly. Some say, I don't have a partner now, but got married a month later. The next day, they meet the right person. They fall in love at first sight and say, "Let's get married," just like that. This isn't a made-up story. Such things have happened several times. So, the gifts we give to our children depend on whether they are biological or adopted. If they are biological, how do you make those beautiful wishes come true? You must be sincere. Move the Buddha and Bodhisattvas with sincerity. Then they would say, "She is quite sincere, let's help her." It's like they touch your head with their golden finger. And wow, you are blessed. From then on, your life will become prosperous, successful, and auspicious. Let's begin chanting.
Namo 本师释迦牟尼佛。Namo 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 本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师 迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无 本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。 南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本 本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南 本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。 释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无 迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无 迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本 迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本 迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无 迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛。
Please rub your palms together. Rub until warm. Then gently glide over your face. Let our faces return to how they looked at 7 years old. If you are 7 years old now, return to the state of being 1 year old. All right, rub your hands a bit warmer. After warming them up, cup your palms over your eyes. Place it on your eyes and keep still for a moment. All right. Now, use your index finger. Gently push from the inner corner of the eye outward. This helps to push out impurities, not too much pressure. Gently, not too fast. Gently. Slowly. Many people are afraid of exerting too much force. Gently. All right, then tug your ears. When we pinch hard, some areas might hurt. The ears correspond to our overall health. Painful spots might indicate issues in your body. Pinch firmly, pinch firmly. Ears may seem small, but you'll find painful points when pinched. It might truly be different. Pinch a bit. If it hurts, pinch around the area. Pinch until it doesn't hurt. Good. Now tug on your earlobes. The bigger the earlobes, the more blessed you are. That means, first of all, longevity. Secondly, wealth. If you want more money, give your earlobes a good tug. Earlobes reaching the shoulders, wealth like a deity. Earlobes facing the mouth, wealth is within reach. Do you know what it means? The direction of the earlobes tilts towards the mouth. It means getting rich is very easy. Start pulling the ears in the direction of the mouth. But generally, it's hard to change direction. All right, now pat your head. Let all worries disappear. Like dust and smoke, they fly away. Haven't washed your hair? Patting it is like a dry wash. Lice, fleas, and dust all fly away. Worries vanish too. Oh, what a mess. All right, rub your neck again. Rub your neck. Almost everyone has neck issues. Rub it, warm it up. This way, your mind will be clearer. Warm it up. Use one hand first, then switch to the other. Else, you'll get a crooked neck. After rubbing, your neck will actually be realigned. Take good care and maintain well. Now that you've finished massaging your neck, pat your chest. With a pat, the anger in your heart will vanish. The scolding and anger dissipate with a pat. Put in some effort. Put in some effort. All right, after patting your chest, raise your right arm and use your left hand to pat under your right armpit. Especially for women, this patting is particularly beneficial for your health. Fat disappears, and those nodules vanish. Worries disappear. Yes, worries have vanished. But the money hasn't disappeared. All right, switch hands and pat. Okay, what's next? Now, you can start patting your legs or feet. Pat your own. Begin. You can also stand up and pat yourself. With this, we are done with the closing exercise. We hope to help more people. We hope to help everyone. By accumulating merits, everyone will have good luck.
Received.
There are many realities beyond our control. Children's disappointments and lack of ambition, unhealthiness, dissatisfaction, lack of achievement, disobedience. These may be related to our luck or karma. So this time, we have specially prepared some excellent methods for everyone to accumulate virtue.
Thank you, Grandmaster. Bathing the Buddha festival is coming. The Buddha's birthday is a very auspicious and special time. If we sincerely offer to the Buddha, it is easy to receive the Buddha's blessings. Wishes are especially likely to come true. This year, on the Bodhi Meditation College website, we have 2 different offerings. The first is offering flowers before the Buddha. Offering flowers brings beauty and grace. Like flowers and jade, with elegant demeanor. Loved and respected by all. Grandmaster is very compassionate. For just $8, you can make an offering of flowers before the Buddha. A small amount can perform a great merit and receive the protection of the Buddha. The flower offering is especially suitable for newcomers. It allows them to receive this auspicious protection as well. The second is light offering before the Buddha. This year, we have 6 types of light, each corresponding to a specific wish. There is safe travels blessing light, health and happiness blessing light, wisdom opens blessing light, and wish fulfillment blessing light. Also, great fortune, thriving career and flourishing family blessing light. And the most powerful one, purify karma, endless merit and family prosperity blessing light. Make choices according to your financial capability and actual needs. For all the flower and light offerings, they begin from the day you place the order and offered continuously until May 6. The sooner you do it, the sooner you receive this auspicious protection. Deeply grateful to Grandmaster for leading us into the Bathing the Buddha season. Let's sincerely perform good deeds for the children, for the family, and for ourselves. Accumulate more merits. Thank you, Grandmaster. Our next live stream will be on April 27th at 9 a.m. Taipei time, and on April 26th at 6 p.m. Vancouver time. See you next week. That's all for today. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Grandmaster.
在茫茫人海之中，让我与您相遇。小小的红点里，人生就此欢喜。我快乐了，我健康了，我幸福了，我美丽了。在茫茫人海之中，让我与你相遇。小小的红点里，人生变得神奇。我智慧了。